When you were growing up, did you ever have any visions or anything? That is your third eye chakra, your gorgeous third eye chakra. Welcome to Tuesday Talks with Darlene. Today I want to talk about your inner child within your third eye chakra. And you might be going, what do you mean inner child? What do you mean third eye chakra? What I mean is we have our physical body and then we have energetic energies. We have centers within our body that are energetic, and we've got different ones. Today, I want to talk about what is called the third eye. That is where people go, if you want to, see things that are not here, that's where you go. You might be going, but I can't see. You can. All it means is that chakra is not opening, or it's not open. It's not working the way it wants to actually work with you. That's okay. All it is a matter of practice. And none of our energy centers are ever closed or blocked. I do want to emphasize that because energy is always moving. It might slow down in certain areas. It might move as fast. It's never blocked though. If you go and find all the scientific research, speak to a scientist about energy. Energy is always moving. And what do I mean by inner child? For me, it's the aspects of different ages. What was I feeling at that time? At that time, what was happening? What was coming through? What do I want to communicate? What do I want to see? When it comes to, because I'm only talking about our inner child, when it comes to this, it's also our mental abilities. How is our thoughts and that working? How is our brain working? Yes, that is still the third eye chakra. And we're going, what? All of this is still the third eye chakra. It is also our psychological abilities. How is your mindset? If you're struggling with mindset during the day, just go inside. Go inside in your heart and go, okay, inner child, let's talk. And when it comes through, you might see, you might hear, you might know, whatever ability it is, you'll know, see, or whatever it is, what age it is, what it's feeling, etc. And then that will help you understand your mindset because it may actually be your inner child coming through in a way that doesn't feel right. It might be, I'm really sad, I'm really upset. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't want to sit in that forever, though. You want to be aware of it. You want to move through it. You want to know what's going on so that you can move through it. Because you don't want to be sad forever. Yes, there are sad things. We might have lost somebody. For me, when I left the healthcare field, I lost 30 years of identity. I didn't know who I was, what I was doing. And of course, that affected my mental health. And I went down badly. Thankfully, because I'd done all of this work alongside working in the healthcare field, I was able to have an awareness and go, okay, let's deal with this. I went and seen a psychologist. I love the medical field. There are parts of it that are fantastic, and of course, some not so much. And I love alternative things. I love complementary, I should say. It's not alternative, it's complementary. I love all of that. And that's why when your inner child comes through, it may be coming through in different ways. Talk to it. Say hello. What's going on? And in here, in the third eye chakra, this is where we also evaluate our beliefs and our attitudes. What attitude do you have towards yourself? What attitude do you have towards your inner child? You might be like a parent and getting frustrated, going, why are you coming through now? You're really frustrating me. Have it just stop and go, why did I say that? Why did I actually say that? What about your beliefs? What beliefs do you have? Evaluate them, write them all down and go, okay, why did these beliefs come up? Why? What's going on? Because some of those beliefs may not actually be yours. They may be your parents, they may be aunties, uncles, cousins, teachers, other people you know of. Are they actually your beliefs? And this is how the third eye can actually help with this. It can help you because it's about going internally and seeing and knowing and feeling what is coming through for you. And it's also about seeing the illusions in our thoughts. What illusions do we have? We might have a thought, and it's about, hang on, that thought's not right. That's weird. And seeing it through, just looking at it, being aware. This is what I really want to get through is being aware. And the third eye can help you with that. What about deciding on whether that thought has come from love or fear? How often do you actually tune into your thoughts and ask that question? Are you from love or are you from fear? And you'll notice the difference immediately. If you're connected to your body, when you think about that thought, you will notice immediately whether it's love or fear. After you've asked that question, your body will tell you. That's why it's so important that we do body work. I made sure that I did the mental work first before I did any body work. Now, that was for me. Other people go, you don't need any talk therapy, you don't need this, you don't need that, just go straight for body. If you're not safe, doing that body work won't actually work and it may actually be detrimental. You've got to feel safe first within your body before you can do body work. And that's why I talk about, go and see a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a counselor if that is right for you. I needed to do that first because I needed to learn what was going on. When I did that, the body work that I did was so much more powerful. And I actually connected to my body on a deeper level because I did the work. And it's, like I've heard it so often, talk therapy doesn't work. It's a load of crap. Well, guess what? There are people like me out there that need to talk things through. So talk therapy works. I'll get off my little soapbox now. This is where the third eye chakra can help with your intuition. I love my intuition. 99.99% of the time, I don't even have to think about the intuition. It is just there. It's there, it's there, it's there. And it's so cool. When you want to work with your intuition, your third eye chakra is one of the main ones that will help you do that. Again, I will say you want to make sure that the lower chakras are working beautifully first before you start working with your intuition. Again, the lower chakras are about safety, security, foundations, creativity, all of that. And if that's not 100%, as I said, if you don't feel safe in your body, how can your intuition come through? Because the intuition's going to say, yeah, I don't feel safe coming through because you're not safe in your body. Work on those things first and then work on your intuition. Here it's about having an open mind. Now, there are times, and I noticed it recently, where I had tried everything for something wasn't going right, and I had tried everything. And then I had people coming at me, have you done this? Have you done that? And I had already said, I have done everything possible. And they were just throwing things at me that I'd already done and told them. And so for me, my mind just closed down because it's like they're not hearing me. And that is a struggle. That's where my mind will just shut down. If I know people are not listening to me, I'll just shut down. Like not just my mind, but my whole body will like I'll shrink within myself because I don't feel safe with them because they're not hearing me. So I don't feel safe. So I just shut down and I'll walk away. Other times, though, if I feel safe with someone or I just feel like I'm in a great space, my mind is open. Now, I don't have to take on their beliefs, their thoughts, or whatever. You never know what wisdom can come through, though. When you listen to other people, the wisdom that can come through when you've got an open mind is phenomenal. Does it mean that it then becomes your truth? No, it doesn't have to. But listening to other people is amazing. if those people come through in the right way, of course, like you don't want to listen to the trolls and anyone that's just negative. Like there's one couple of people in particular I've actually had to say, you've got to stop being so negative. Like I'll tell them up front because that negativity affects me. And I can't be around people like that, people that are negative all the time. I can't be around people like that because I've been in a dark space and I don't want to go there. If I'm around people that are constantly negative, then that can spiral me down. Now, does that mean I've got to let go of friends? Yes, I've let go of a lot of friends and I'm studying. So at the moment, there's a couple people around me that are negative. I actually gently call them out on it. Because quite frankly, they're actually 1,000 times better off than me. And, it kind of gets to me. It's like, for goodness sake, like, and I call them out on it gently. I gently. Oh, that was a weird sort of breath I just took then. It was like a double breath. Now, this is where your what's called your clairvoyance and your clairaudience come through. So there's the sight and the hearing. Now, you might be thinking, third eye, how does hearing? Well, when you actually look at your physical body, your eyes and your ears are actually connected. That's why I talk about clairvoyance and clairaudience. This is where your inspiration comes through and your creativity, all of this. This is why working with your inner child can be so profound. If you want to have an open mind, go back to when you were a child and your mind was really open and you were listening to people. Bring that through. That will help you have an open mind. If you want to see things, go back to a moment in your childhood where you could actually see, like when you looked at the world, there was no what's the word? There was no like filters. There was no filters because you hadn't got to that stage yet where people were throwing thousands of things at you and, getting you to see things differently. Bring that, bring that through. And that is how you can help your third eye chakra even more, is by allowing the inner child to go, hello, what's going on here? Let's look at things. Let's see things. Let's know things. Because when you work with your inner child, then your abilities will actually awaken easier as well because the childlike expressions come through, the childlike feelings come through, and it's so cool. Thank you so much for watching, listening, subscribing, commenting, sharing, because you're supporting a small business, and I really appreciate it. Wishing you a wonderful day wherever you are on this gorgeous earth.